Hey y'all, today we are setting up our November meal ideas. I set this page up in my monthly planner video. Now, this is not like a meal plan per se. This is just like things I would like to try. I'm really adventurous and like to try lots of different recipes, so I have a lot of new things on here. I've just been having a lot of fun doing that. Sometimes my family isn't the most adventurous, I guess, so sometimes I do not get to stick to this as much as I would like to. If it was up to me, I would like have a new recipe every day, but that's not them, so we just have to do what we can. But this is like what I would, if I can, I would like to try all of these, but it probably won't happen, and I probably won't get to all of these. But the first thing I'm gonna write down is Thanksgiving. I am not sure what we're gonna do for sure, if we're gonna do like a big meal or if we're gonna kind of keep it small. I was going to mention I had found some really cool ideas to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers, is to do the tortilla wrap hack and also the fried egg rolls, and you just basically put all your leftovers in there. I'm going to also leave links to all the recipes that I could find, and if I miss some of them are just like my own personal recipes that I can't really put on there, but if I don't have them listed below, you can just do like a Google search and find recipes. So, but like I was saying, those are really cool ideas to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers. I found that last year and thought that was really neat. The next thing I was thinking of doing is called taco rice. You can make this with already pre-cooked ground beef, but what I was thinking of doing is just using some canned chicken, and then you just add that and some rice. I think you do rotel. I think broth, if you're doing beef, you'd use beef broth, and chicken, you do chicken broth, and beans and things like that, and you cook it all in like a casserole dish, and it looks super easy. But I think they just served it as it is, but what I think I'm gonna do is have ours on tortillas. And that was one of my 101 goals this year, is to figure out a good tortilla recipe. I do not know if I'm going to make that or anything. I may just stick with the store-bought stuff. I was way too ambitious this year with my goals, so there are going to be quite a few things that I don't know that I'm going to be able to accomplish, but maybe there's always next year, I guess, that we can do that. Another recipe that I found is basil chicken meatballs. This looked so good, and I have been loving this girl. She has the dense bean salad. I have been making those a lot. I think I've made probably like 4 or 5 different recipes of that, and all of them have been so good. Her name is Violet Witchell. And she has tons of those dense bean salad recipes. She's all over TikTok and Instagram, and I have been loving that so much. So I'm going to have quite a few of her recipes on here, since everything I've tried so far has been good. I'm just going to continue on and try more recipes. And I was thinking that would be really good with Alfredo. I'll leave a link to an Alfredo sauce that I like. And another thing I've been wanting to make is garlic herb pull-apart bread. I have yet to get to this. So let's see, I'm gonna have to write this in here. This is gonna be really messy, but I'm not a perfectionist, so I know what it is. I'm gonna try and leave links, but it is basically where you take your dough and you make little balls and you roll them out and you stack them vertically in a like a bread pan, and before you do that you like brush them with like garlic and herb butter mixture, and it looks really good. So I'm going to try that. Another recipe from Violet is French dip sandwiches. We make pork au jus. We make that a lot. It's similar to that. So I'm just going to abbreviate here. And then I think what I'm going to do is have those on our pretzel hoagie rolls. I have a members only video on this if you'd like to check that out. These are super good. These are my family's favorite bread recipe, like buns and what is it, like sub rolls, all that. This is their absolute favorite. I did this like crazy trial. I tell you, I'm really ambitious. Was it last year or the year before? I'm getting my years mixed up, but I like went on this quest to find the best buns and like the best rolls, and I probably made I think the rolls I only ended up doing about 30, and the bread, I don't know, probably about the same, maybe even more, but I went through a lot of recipes and that was the winner. So and also I ended up tweaking it to make it even better, so that works out really good and we love that so much. And I was thinking for a side with that is to have smashed taters. This is basically just baked potatoes, and what we do is we just mash them with like the potato masher and put like whatever toppings we want, cheese, sour cream, whatever you like, and that has been great. We love that so much. Now the next thing is really cool, again from Violet. This is, she said she went to Iceland and that she had the best soup of her life there and was trying to recreate it. Well, I do not have the budget to go to Iceland, but that's the kind of cool thing about food, is you can kind of make things that are from other places of the world, and it kind of is, I guess, a budget-friendly way of traveling the world. So I was gonna try her version of the Icelandic chicken soup. It looked really good. And let's see, I had found a recipe for honey butter rolls. That looked really good too. I don't think I've tried that one. So again, I still like to try new things, even though we found our favorites, like the rolls. We had like our top 3 and then the pretzel buns, there is just like no comparison. I've yet to find anything as good as what we like there. I'm going to be testing actually today some brioche rolls, so I'm excited to try that and see if that's any good. And a fun thing that I was gonna do with these is I'm going to make them shaped like turkeys. Now this is like your Thanksgiving cooked turkey, not like an actual live turkey, but I seen that going around Instagram and wanted to try that last year. I never got to it and I really, really want to. I think it's kind of fun. I love baking. I love being creative, so I thought that would be kind of fun to do that. So the next thing I was thinking of doing is breakfast sandwiches. So we are probably just gonna make this like our normal way that we do it, but I also found a video on Violet's Instagram of how she does it. She does it, I think, on like sourdough English muffins, but I'm just gonna make them on our homemade English muffins. So I'm gonna do that, and these are great too. They can go into the freezer and be frozen and are a really easy, convenient side dish. And also with these breakfast sandwiches, we're gonna make those with the Canadian bacon we had picked up whenever we went and did the discount shopping. I'm gonna do that with them and just probably have eggs and Canadian bacon with that. Then another recipe that I thought would be really cool to do is I'm gonna abbreviate here. It's a copycat Cracker Barrel hash brown casserole. So I thought that sounded really good. It's like a really nice and cheesy and just looked amazing. So I think we will try that. And then the next thing is something that is super easy, kind of just like a one-pan dish. It's called Tex Mex Skillet. And I'm trying to remember if this one had rice. I think it did. It's kind of like a DIY hamburger helper, if I'm not mistaken. And then we'll just also have that on tortillas as well. So I think that's what we'll do there, but I will try and leave links to as many of these as I can. I think I have quite a few of them. There may be just a few here and there, especially the ones that are like my personal recipes that I haven't shared on the channel yet, but other than that, I think I've got them all. The next recipe was again another one from Violet, and this is pot roast. She is also going to cooking school, so I thought that's kind of neat and almost like recipes from like a chef. So I thought that would be good, and we always like to have like potatoes and carrot in our pot roast, so I figured we'd do that. I think she might use celery in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to use celery. We're not the biggest fans of that, so I may have to omit that, and that's a good thing about making it at home. You can omit things that you don't like that maybe the restaurants or the personal chefs or chefs in the restaurant would naturally put in there. If there's something you don't like in there, you can just always leave it out. So that's another good thing. And then I think we're gonna have that with biscuits. This is our Southern Fluffy Biscuits. I have the recipe on the channel, and if you'd like to check that out, I'll try and have a link for that as well. These are great. What I do is I make a big batch of these, and I can eat after they're all cooked and everything. I put them in the freezer, and they're just like a really easy, convenient side dish. So they are super easy. So this whole meal could be like a crock pot, Instapot, or just sit on the stove kind of meal. Kind of almost set it and forget it, like Ronald Peel. So then after that, another recipe was spicy Chipotle chicken. And this is basically, you have a really nice marinade. It looked so good. And you just let the chicken marinate. I'm not sure exactly how long. I'll try again and leave a link in the description for that. But it looked really good. I'm pretty sure you just use like Frank's and other seasonings, but it looked really good and yummy. And I think they used chicken thighs for that too, which I really like chicken thighs, so I thought that would be good. And something interesting that I found that was really different is called crispy potato flatbread, but it's basically kind of like scalloped potatoes, because it's like thin pieces of potatoes, but it's not like this massive creamy sauce. I guess that's the difference between it and scalloped potatoes. So I don't know, it just looked really cool and different, so I thought we might give that a try to go with it. Let's see, after that, another recipe, I haven't got any fish on here yet, and I like to try and incorporate at least some fish, is to have a tuna melt. This looked so good. They had like the cheese melting over it, and it just looked so amazing. And a neat thing that I seen to make with, or to like have that on, is to have that with a bagel. I'm not sure if I'm going to try and make that, or if I'm going to just get that at the store. That is something as well, like the tortillas, that I wanted to try and master this year, that I just did not get to and have not figured out, but I may. If I have the time and am ambitious enough, I will try and get that recipe nailed down, and at least something that's pretty good. Another thing I had seen that was really interesting, it's kind of like the potato flatbread, is Parmesan broccoli crisp. And I guess what it looked like you do is you just steam your broccoli, and then you put Parmesan on it, and then I think you do mash it a little bit on the pan and then bake it. So super easy, and it kind of makes it nice and crunchy, and I don't know, I just thought it would be different. I know last year we made different squash tots and things like that, and it kind of reminds me of that. I think I have that recipe video on the channel too, if you'd like to check that out, but I just thought it might be something fun and different to try. After that, we were gonna do beef and broccoli. I love that. It's super easy. We finally figured out kind of like a brown sauce, so I think that will be great to go with that. And we'll just probably do stir fry rice with that too. So we'll just put stir fry rice there. Then the next thing, again, this is another Violet recipe, is green chicken chili. This looked so good. I've made like a white chicken chili before, so I think this will be even better. You'll have even more vegetables in it, so I think that would be great. Let's see. And I was thinking with that to have that with cornbread, and I usually make my cornbread like cheesy, so that's what I was thinking of doing there. After that, we were going to have fajitas. And I didn't show whenever we went to the discount stores. This one place was super busy, and I didn't show any of the things I had got. But I had got some basically pre-cooked chicken. I know they sell it similar to Walmart, and I cannot remember what the brand is, but it's like that, but the bags are like almost $10 now of like pre-cooked chicken. You can buy them either in the refrigerated section or the frozen section. Mine are frozen, but we got them super cheap, like a couple dollars a bag, and that was like one of the few things that I actually got from there. But they are super good in like tacos and fajitas, so we'll do that with the peppers from the garden, and that will be really good. And we'll also have that with tortillas. And also another recipe I'm gonna make is Cowboy caviar to have with that. So this can also work as like the dense bean salad recipe, so it will kind of serve double duty there, so that will be great. And then after that, we're gonna do chicken pot pie. I am going to try and make our own pie crust. I'm pretty good with that, probably 80% it turns out well. I found the key to doing that is to have cold butter, use a food processor, and like drizzle the water in slowly until it like all comes together. So that's what I figured out that works really good. So I'm gonna write on here pie crust so I remember to make that. And then I'm going to try and make lasagna. And what I'm gonna do, we have a bunch of sauce that we froze and made from the garden this year, but I'm trying to use a bunch of pumpkin that I have, so I'm going to write on here to try and add pumpkin to the sauce. I don't know if this will turn out good. I know a lot, we've tried that with, what was it, like a zucchini, and my family did not like that at all, but we all like pumpkin, so I'm wondering if that might work. I'm hopeful that it does, so I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna put these notes on here so I know to remember to do that. If I don't like leave myself notes, I forget things, so that helps me a lot. And we're going to have that with our cheese breadsticks. These are super good. They're like New York style breadsticks and they are really amazing. These I do start the day before, so they're kind of like 24 hours. It kind of gives it, I don't know, it just makes the flavor so much better. But if you can't do it that way, it's still really good the same day, but it's even better if you let the dough rest the day before in the fridge and set it in the fridge overnight. It works great and it's so yummy. Okay, so the next thing I found was a one pan dish. Those are always nice. It was Orzo chicken bake, and this is kind of, is this kind of like the Tuscan one? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's kind of what it is, kind of like a Tuscan creamy sauce, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what that was. I had found a lot of recipes, and like I said, I'll have those linked down below, but it's hard sometimes to remember everything, because I was on Instagram. I got sucked in again. Okay, so the next thing I found was chicken soup, and again, I think this one was a Violet recipe. I don't know if I'm going to follow her recipes exactly. I usually never follow a recipe exactly. You usually get to the end and you taste it and you're like, yeah, it needs a little of this or that or whatever, so I don't follow recipes exactly, but we'll just kind of use them as a guide, I guess is what I do. But I think that was from her. And then with that, I was thinking it would be good to make milk bread. I've wanted to make this. It's supposed to be really soft and, I don't know, just super soft and almost like spring back and really nice. And I wanted to try and make that pumpkin shaped. I thought that would be fun with fall time and everything to do that. The next thing, one of my favorite dishes is beef stroganoff, but I had found a recipe for a cheesy beef stroganoff and I have never had it that way before, so I thought that would be kind of neat. It may be my new favorite. So we're gonna try that. I don't think we're gonna have bread or anything with it. We might have like leftovers or something. Like I said, I don't know exactly what we'll end up doing as far as recipes and how I'll work it all out, I guess, each week, but I would like to do that for sure because that is my absolute most favorite recipe, is the stroganoff. So I think I would really like that. Another recipe was creamy turkey chili. That sounded super good too. I don't know that I've ever made my chili kind of creamy like that, but I love white sauces, so I think I will probably love that an awful lot. And then we'll just have that with cornbread as well. And another thing I seen was sausage muffins. Some people called them like McGriddle muffins, so I don't know. We'll just call them sausage muffins, but I think they call them McGriddle muffins, but they looked really good. It's like super easy, just a few ingredients whipped together and then you put it in the muffin pan and you're done. So it's looked really, really easy and really yummy too, because we really like the McGriddle type things. I remember that was like my favorite part of doing Black Friday shopping, is after we got done shopping, it was still early in the morning and we would always go to get McGriddles, and I thought they were the best thing ever. So I am excited about that. And another thing we were gonna have is pizza, And this depends on the day and if I am up to it and how everything's going, if I have enough time. But I thought, I have my like normal pizza recipe. I actually don't know if I put that in the links. I'll have to try and remember to do that because I have a recipe with just our like pizza dough. But what I was thinking might be fun to change it up and have like a pizza babka. I don't know if y'all have ever made that before. I did, I don't know, a year or two ago, I made like a chocolate babka, and it is so pretty the way you fold the bread, and it is really, really nice. Like the presentation on it is so pretty. So I would think that would be really fun to do that, and I think I want to make mine with the white sauce. I don't know. I think my family would enjoy it more with the white sauce than the red sauce. We'll see. We'll see what everybody feels like on that day, but I think that would be really fun to do that because it looks absolutely beautiful. Another thing that I would like to try is pineapple chicken. We may or may not try this new recipe. I think we've gotten pretty close to getting our pineapple sauce down for the chicken, but I'm gonna try and leave a link to one I found on Instagram, and we'll just have that with stir-fry rice. We may change it up and try and do noodles with that. We'll just use like our brown sauce with it, and I've got a lot of spaghetti to go through, so I may just use like spaghetti instead of the other noodles for that. So we'll just see. And then after that, I was thinking it would be good to do sour cream chicken enchiladas. This is like a recipe I have been making, gosh, for well over a decade now. This is so good. You just make a simple roux and add your sour cream and broth and all that, and it is so good. It is our absolute favorite, so we love that. And yeah, so I think that's what we'll do there. And then something different that I thought would be relatively easy is called a cottage pie baked potato. So this is basically where you make the cottage pie ingredients, like the inside bit, like with the meat and the other vegetables and the sauce. You're basically making like a roux sauce, just a little different. And then you just put everything on the baked potatoes. So I thought that would be pretty good because I think the cottage pie is whenever you add cheese, and it's like shepherd's pie if it's more potatoes on top. So it's kind of almost like a reversed shepherd's pie, I guess, but it's technically, I think, a cottage pie if you add cheese. So we're gonna call it cottage pie baked potato. But I thought that would be pretty unique. We've never tried anything like that. And then we'll just have that with biscuits that we have in the freezer, so it'd be relatively easy. You know, it usually doesn't take just, I don't know, 15 minutes to whip together the roux and cook the ground beef and everything, and then you can just have your baked potatoes already ready in the oven or whatever. They just take about an hour, so it's not too hard. Pretty hands-off, I guess. It's not that bad. Okay, so after that, we were gonna do more fish. I think I'll just kind of do like normal baked fish. We'll do some type of vegetable, and then we'll do a cheesy orzo pasta. This is a recipe I came up with, kind of like, kind of similar to rice-a-roni, but it's really, really cheesy. So we really like that. And then we're gonna have that with cheddar garlic biscuits. This is another recipe that I created that is super good. It's like the Red Lobster biscuits, only better, I think. So that is, I believe, a members only video too, so if you'd like to join, we would really, really appreciate that, and you can have access to all of those recipes. After that, something that looked super easy again is pineapple honey barbecue meatballs. So what they showed, they were like making this for a crowd. I guess it's like super easy to do, but they just took like a bag of meatballs and put a can of chunk pineapples in there. I was wondering though if it might be better to do crushed, that way it would be more distributed. I don't know, I'm on the fence about that. And then they took a bottle of barbecue sauce and squirted that on there and then just baked it, and it they said that it is like a hit in all the places. So I thought that would be something fun to try. And I'm unsure, because I'm not really sure exactly what that's gonna taste like. I've never had anything like that. I'm unsure if I'm going to have that on like rice or kind of do like meatball subs with that. I'm kind of on the fence. So y'all tell me what you think would be best for that. If you think we should do rice or like sandwiches, I guess, basically subs with it. So I'm unsure of that, but it looked really, really good and super easy. You just throw everything in the pan, mix it, and put it in the oven. And something else that I really love, again, I love creamy sauces and things like that, and this is the time of year to have that, is smothered pork chops. So we're gonna try that, although I said this is the time of year to have that. Today we are almost 90 degrees and it's almost the end of October. So that is crazy that it's still that hot and we're under severe drought. So hopefully things change and it actually does cool down. We did have a little cool down where it felt not too bad, but we definitely are ready for it to cool down even more and have a lot colder temperatures. So we're going to do the smothered pork chops, and what we're going to do is have that with green beans. I do a lot of abbreviating here, and I think we'll have that with mashed taters, and I think we'll just do biscuits with that too, since I'll have them in the freezer, so it'll be super easy. Okay, after that, another thing I seen, I believe this was another recipe from Violet, is pesto pasta. And the awesome thing with hers is she had it with lots of vegetables, so we're gonna have lots of veggies in there. If I'm not mistaken, I think she did like a lot of spinach in it, and it almost hit it because, you know, with pesto it's all the green. So I thought that might be good to help my family eat more vegetables. So we're gonna try that, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for a bread with that. I'm either gonna do our cheddar garlic biscuits, or I'm gonna do garlic and herb bubble bread. It probably will be cheddar garlic biscuits because they don't need any rise time or anything like that. Super fast and quick. I think for me it's like 20-30 minutes and they're done start to finish, so it's super easy. After that, since hopefully we will have already harvested our sweet potatoes and they will have had enough of time to cure, I was thinking of doing a sweet potato taco bowl, but you can just do this with normal potatoes, and I'm not sure if ours will be ready yet, so I'm just gonna do potato, I should have just wrote potato, potato taco bowl. And basically this is almost like a loaded potato, I guess. Is that the right word? Basically, you just take a baked potato and then you just put everything you would normally put on your taco on top of the potato. So super, super easy. Probably won't do like rice. I'll probably just do like meat and beans and cheese, sour cream, that type of thing. I think that's what we'll do with that. And then another thing, I love this dish, and I usually make it a little bit different each time. I'm always trying new recipes. This one is a creamy Cajun chicken pasta. I love that so much. It's kind of like a blackened sauce, and I just love it so much. Again, it's like a white sauce. So I like I said, I change up the recipe every time and make it new. And I think I'm going to write veggies here too, so I remember to throw lots of good veggies in there as well. And then the last thing I had was hamburger steak. That is, again, I like, I don't know where it is, the Salisbury's, not Salisbury steak, the Stroganoff. It's kind of similar to that, only it's more of a brown sauce. So I really like that an awful lot. I like all of those things. And so we'll do hamburger steak and gravy. And then I cannot hardly spell there. We'll have that with lots of vegetables. We'll do green beans and mashed taters, and then we'll do biscuits with that as well. So we'll use the biscuits in the freezer to make it super easy. So that's kind of what I was thinking for our options for this month for dinners and sides. Now we're gonna move on to desserts, and I know my family is definitely gonna want to make this new recipe that we made last year. It's called Cranberry Bliss. I cannot spell. This is like, Robert said it tasted like the cranberry dessert that you used to get like forever ago in the TV dinners that they quit selling. He was really, really wanting to create that, and he said that he thought that we got it really, really close, and it is super delicious. So we will definitely make that. Another thing I'd like to try and make is cinnamon roll apple bread. It looked really good. It had like apple chunks in it, and it had the nice swirls from the cinnamon sugar. So I think that will be really, really good. And let's see. After that, I thought it would be fun to make apple dumplings. I don't know, right now I don't have enough of apples to make this, but if I didn't, I was just going to use whatever canned fruit we had, and then we'll have this with our our whipped cream. We have a video, if you'd like to check that out, of our stabilized whipped cream, and it is so delicious and so good. So we will have that with the dumplings. And then for like Thanksgiving, I like to like try new recipes and see, because I like to, like, again, like I said, I like to change it up. So last year we did the upside down pie, or the pumpkin cobbler. It's kind of the same thing, and that was really good. But I had seen something else that was called pumpkin bars, pumpkin pie bars, and I'm not sure if I could find the exact recipe, but basically you make just make the pumpkin bars, and then what they did is they like sectioned it off into like bite-sized pieces, and then on each piece they did a cute little swirl with the whipped cream on top in the pan, like that, like you're gonna serve it like that, and it looks so cute, and I thought that might be fun to do for Thanksgiving. So that is an option that I may try. I'll probably definitely still make our pumpkin cobbler. It is so good. I was craving that in the middle of summer last year, so I even made that in the middle of summer. I love it so much. Another new recipe that we were thinking of making for Thanksgiving is salted maple pie. That was like really interesting. We really have been into like maple things, so I think we're gonna try and give that a try. And also, I don't even know if I mentioned this before, but I have got a Thanksgiving playlist that has all kinds of recipes, and it's also got like my planner videos for Thanksgiving. Like if you're hosting or just having to make everything, it makes it easier to try and break it all down, and it's just not such a hassle. I got like timelines and all of that that's helpful. At least that has made it a lot more helpful for me. So if you'd like to check that out, I have a Thanksgiving playlist as well. Another thing I was wanting to make is a cinnamon swirl coffee cake. This looked so good, and if I'm not mistaken, they made the cutest topping for this. Well, it's more Halloween-y. They had used a mold and like put like cinnamon sugar in there. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but the way they topped it was so cool. I thought that would be really cool to do with like little turkeys or something like that for Thanksgiving. Or you could do something different, you know, for Christmas, maybe stars or something like that. And then another thing that I think I would like to make is our skillet cookie. This is super good. It's like my favorite thing. I don't know if y'all like the cookie cakes at like Walmart and stuff, but they are crazy expensive. This is way better than they are, and it's so much cheaper. So I have really been loving that. And I will also be trying a whole bunch more dense bean salads. I've been doing that for like my lunch here recently, and I think I'm already on to like 5 different recipes that I've tried. So I'm really, really loving those. So if that's something you're interested in, I suggest checking that out too. I will again leave a link to as many of these recipes as I can in the description below. Thank y'all all so much for watching. I hope y'all have a wonderful November and a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank y'all all again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye!